Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of the Championship Manager 1997-1998 Lockdown Challenge here on Championship Manager 2 1997-1998 season. And this, actually before we jump into the video, I'm going to ask you, if you're new around here, to drop a sub to the channel, drop a like as well while you're at it if you're liking this sort of content. Helps the algorithm, helps me out, blah blah blah. Let's get into the video. Now I have recorded this video about 3 times now, and each time my microphone hasn't worked or stopped working halfway through, so what's this, 3rd or 4th time lucky, I'm not too sure. But hopefully it holds up and we get through and it's all there. Now, and this is annoying as well because this is an episode I was really actually kind of looking forward to record. It's kind of a intermediary episode as we skip from season 1 into season 2. There's quite a few interesting things I want to show in this video. How we've done, what we're going to be doing, a look around this alternate timeline in the world. I have actually seen a few of the outcomes already, obviously, because I've recorded the video a couple of times and got to certain parts of it already. So I won't be too surprised, but I'll try and act surprised, I guess. And we're also gonna, I'm hoping to be able to show the regen thing if I can get it working again. Sometimes it's a little bit hit and miss sometimes for me. I don't think it's anything to do with the program. I think it's just how I'm trying to use it. So without further ado, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna pop up now on the screen the objectives from season 1. As you can see, we maxed them all out. Pretty impressed with that. I mean, some of them we left a little bit late, some of them were a bit easy. Heidenstrom was easy, we bought him early on, he was always going to be a signing. The Doncaster player, getting him in on the cheap and doing that, yeah, kind of okay. The money one was expected to be a bit tougher than it was, but Fulham have some decent players that make a bit of wedge, and obviously some of the players we brought in had big club release clauses and went for more than anything we brought in. We did eventually spend a bit of money towards the end of the season just to bolster a few positions that we needed and to replace those players that went, but they cost nowhere near the outlay. The goals, that was the one I was concerned about. Goals and promotion a little bit. I've done this, I mentioned in the last episode, I've done this challenge a couple of times, so I just burped a little bit, just had me lunch. I've done it a few times, and Fulham got a good squad, but when you're restricting yourself on signing, which I did particularly in this one, I didn't sign much outside of free transfers. So yeah, I was a bit concerned about that one. And the goals, Mike Convoy literally left it to the last game to get that 30th goal. I think it was the last game. It was the last game or the penultimate game, but either way. And then losing the 10 games, again, that was kind of tied into the promotion. If you didn't get a good promotion run in the season, then the 10 losses probably would come, side by side with that. But anyway, let's jump into around the world. So we have just had the World Cup, it's just finished. The instructions on season 1 say to go to about the 1st of July, but the game hasn't skipped through for me. It normally skips through a bit after this, I thought, but so we actually got to about the 15th of July, but I've left it there, so it's literally after the World Cup. I've tried to go as far as I can so I can show it all in this video, and then we'll skip through to season 2. So let's have a look at the Premier League and let Man United win the title. Not too much of a surprise. The fact they only conceded 10 goals is, well, pretty stingy, isn't it? Only drew 8 games, only lost 3. The goals for isn't amazing, but they obviously, just 1-0, a lot of 1-0 wins, I'm going to guess. But yeah, there's a lot of nils in there, so not too surprising. And it looks like the FA Cup went to a replay as well, so we will take a look at that. I didn't actually do that on one of the previous recordings. A lot of good players, a lot of players wanted. We did want to stick him on our shortlist as well for next season. If we can snap him up, that would be a good indication of what we need to do in helping us achieve our aims for next season if we stay at Fulham. Let's have a look. So I did want to talk on some transfers as well. I think I've got some written down, and it just reminded me because I just noticed one. I didn't get that far in the last videos. Tottenham finished second on goal difference, ahead of my team Arsenal. So really bit of pill to take seeing that one there, but is Wenger still in charge? He is still in charge. A bit hit and miss him really, whether he survives the job, but they've signed Andy Cole. But I've got him written down in my transfers, I think. And maybe not, because I think he didn't go quite some of the transfers have happened now in the off-season. Some of them, like Andy Cole, I think he played 3 games, I think that showed. So he was obviously last season. Going down is Everton, Wimbledon and Crystal Palace. So that'll be 3 teams, if we stay at Fulham, that will be playing next year. Now, a surprise to see Barnsley survive. I mean, it was skin of the teeth really, but I mean, Everton were poor. Goals scored, absolutely woeful. They might even struggle coming back up with some of the players. I mean, their squad is quite poor, and I think I'm guessing they've sold Duncan Ferguson. Yeah, he went to Sheffield Wednesday, 4.4 million, quite early on by the looks of it. Yeah, October. That really didn't stand him in good stead. Oh, Francis Jeffers. I saw he had, on the last recording, he had goals, but That's on loan, isn't it, at Torquay, so he didn't do it in the Premier League. Bilic to free transfer, and he's gone to Croatia. Oh, I'd have picked him up. No worries, but he's gone back to Croatia. I haven't gone too far through transfers yet. I've made one or two and a few inquiries, which we'll look at in a moment. They've signed Jason Cook. He was the player we were looking at on a free. Went to Carlisle, had a decent season, and then went to Everton for 1.3. So that's 1.3 million we potentially missed out on by not just signing him on a free, playing him for a few games, and letting him go on the big club release clause. But let's have a look at the goal scorers. So we've got a bit of a frog in my throat at the moment. Ian Wright always does well first season. Obviously he's a bit on the older side now, so it will start to drop away. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, current Man United manager. We've got Owen, Moldovan, Klinsmann, a lot of usual suspects really. Andreas Anderson, don't normally expect to see him up there, I don't think. Riedler, Mark Hughes. Dwight York still at Villa as well. Never really got much out of him, but he's had a good season here by the looks of it. If we go to Division 1, so we're going to see what's going to affect us now. Who's leaving the division and who's coming in. Obviously we're coming into it, but who's leaving it, I guess. So we'll get to see who's... So we're not going to see Sunderland and Middlesbrough. Probably two I'd expect. But look at that, 110 points. Only 4 losses all season. Similar record to us, really. Maybe slightly less draws, and 3 less draws, but they turn those draws into wins. I think the losses was the same. Goals are pretty good both ends. I mean, Middlesbrough had a good season as well. I'm expecting Marco Branca to have probably scored the bulk of their goals. He has. Garcia Aspe, he was a player I was hoping to bring in, but I mean, he's unavailable, and he might be an option. I don't know how long ago they signed him. He's played 30 games, so a fair while ago. I do want to try and bring in someone on that. Do you know, I don't play left wing, do I? They all play centrally, so maybe not. Maybe not. They've got Marcus Stewart. I've had him on a couple of saves. He's always scored goals for me, so that's not surprising, but he's just a bit rich for my blood at the moment. Paul Merson, good at this level, obviously taking them up. And Norwich go up on the playoffs. We'll have a look at the playoffs. We'll have a look at the playoffs in our division as well, actually, because we don't know exactly who went up in them. Obviously, I do. And we don't know what their route was, so we'll have a look at that. I think that... And who's going down? Who's leaving the division? Charlton, Oxford and Swindon. Okay, fair enough. Charlton is a bit of a surprise, maybe. There's a few there maybe I would have picked ahead of them. Oxford and Swindon, not too surprising. Swindon, very small squad. I don't know if that's happened since. Joey Beecham, I was expecting him to beat Oxford. Ex-West Ham player, of course. Was it Harry Redknapp said he's one of the best players he'd ever signed, and he just never really took to life in East London, did he? If we look at the goal scorers, so we've got Marco Branca, top scorer, unsurprisingly. John Aldridge from Tranmere up there. I think they were near the bottom. Luis Garcia at Sunderland. Marcus Stewart, Mike Sherrin. A lot. I don't know Rob Steiner. Okay, whoever it was, he scored goals and then left. He's gone to Bari. 4.7 million. Okay, he's doing good for Bradford. Not quite so good in Italy. We've got Mikkel Beck at Middlesbrough. We've got Steve Ball at Wolves, legend, of course. Niall Quinn, Irish legend, doing well for Sunderland. And Kevin Phillips is on this game, but he's just not very good. He doesn't even play. Whereas in reality, he fired them to promotion, I think, this season or the next season. What was the year that Charlton and Sunderland was a playoff? So this year, I think. So Charlton have actually got relegated, where they actually went to the playoff final in real life. If we go to Division 2, obviously we know... Let's have a look at last results. So we'll go back to the playoffs. Semi-final first legs. So in our division, we had QPR versus Forest in the first leg 0-0, and Carlisle beating Wigan 4-2. Two very important away goals there for Wigan. In the second leg, Carlisle lost to Wigan 2-0, which basically meant Wigan went through on that based on those away goals essentially. And we also had Forest. No, we had. Did I say Forest QPR in the last bit? I meant to say Blackpool, Bristol City. Bristol City won 2-0. Maybe I did. I'm losing my marbles, or I've recorded this so many times. And I've come out of screens. I'm losing my mind. Semi-final second leg. So we see, what's that? Bristol City go through against Blackpool, and then into the final. We had Wigan versus Bristol City at Wembley. 1-0. I'm going to assume Graham Jones got the goal. No, Neil Mustoe. For Man United, I thought he was a Borough player. I had no idea he had a connection to Manchester United, or that he was on a free at the start of the game. But Wigan will be joining us in Division 1. We don't need to look at the rest of the league table. I suppose we can have a look who went down. We didn't really look at that. So we went through as champions. Northampton second, quite a way behind. And then Wigan, obviously, third place in the playoffs. Probably fair. Then, you know, they were the third best team technically. So, just right, they go up. At the other end, not a good day for Bristol. Bristol Rovers going down. Bristol City losing the playoff final. Was fairly secure. York actually got themselves out. They were struggling for much of the season. Bournemouth go down, Chesterfield go down, and Plymouth go down. If we have a look at Division 3, Hull will be coming up, Peterborough will be coming up, Darlington will be coming up, and Chester through the playoffs. Don't know who they beat. I'm not going to look too much into this because I don't think there's too much interest there. We're going to look at who went down as well. So Scarborough are leaving the Football League. We don't know who will replace them until the new season starts. There isn't a job listing in there yet. That comes through after the update, I think. Did we look at the player tables? We know Graham Jones was our division's top goal scorer. Mike Conroy second. Yeah, there's a few good names in there, a few known names, but you can have a look at that yourself and just take a look. If we go to Division 3, who is the goal scorers in there? Because it might be worth someone picking someone up from who's scored goals at this division, but we're going up 2 divisions above it now, so maybe not. Mark Haitley, player manager at Hull, I think, from Rangers, had a good season with them. Who else? Scott Eustace, I think he played for Leyton Orient at some point, or maybe I'm getting that completely wrong. Scott Partridge, Glenada Pachinski. I don't really recognise any of his players. Scarborough with a... Oh, Paul Wharton's gone... Okay, I assume he moved to Wimbledon. He has not done much. And he'll be playing in Division 1 with us next season because they got relegated. If we go now over to the French competition, league table, we've got Montpellier. Montpellier winning the title, okay. Ibrahima Bakayoko is a Championship Manager legend. He's unhappy. He wants to move to a bigger club. That won't be us, unfortunately. We might be able to get him, but I doubt it. But we're not the bigger club. We're not able to release him that way. But in amongst the goals this season, Laurent Robert of Newcastle fame had a good season as well. Might be someone we take a look at. We've got Frank Salzay, I think played for Hibs and possibly Rangers. I'm not too sure. Anyone else that sticks out here? No, I don't think so. Didier Agat played for Celtic. Didn't know he was a striker. I'm pretty sure he was a right back, attacking midfielder right in for Celtic. Not a striker, but did okay, to be fair, when he was called upon. Not called upon too much, but when he did, he scored some goals. PSG comes second. Quite a good team in there. They got Ishmael from Palace. He's always a good signing. Didier Domi went to Newcastle, obviously, we know. And Gotti was a bit of a legend. Patrick Anderson, I think, from Mönchengladbach. Yep. We've got him, never could pronounce his name, Rabes Sandratana. I think that's pretty good, actually. A good right back. Effenberg signed. Legwinski signed from Monaco. Miku signed from Bordeaux, I think, or somewhere like that. Ray, Loco, not very good. They signed Denilson from Sao Paulo. 2.7 million, always a cheap bargain. In real life, about now, would be going for world record 15 million to Betis. Marseille 3rd, Auxerre 4th, and Monaco 5th, Lyon 6th. I don't know too much about Strasbourg getting relegated. I've seen them sort of challenging for European honours and league titles and stuff. Maybe in a few years, maybe they get relegated and bounce back strong. I've never really taken too much notice of it, but when I played Monaco saves, they were a bit of a thorn in my side, to be honest. So surprising to see them go down. Shame they couldn't go down when I was actually managing in that league. But so anyway, Toulouse going down, a biggish team, but I don't think I know much of their current team in this. No one sticks out there to me. And Châteauroux, no idea, but they've gone down with a bit of a whimper in all honesty, and 93 goals conceded. Okay, I mean, what sort of fixtures, what sort of score lines are we looking at? There's a 5-0 there against Bastia, 4-0, 4-0, a lot of 4s. 5 against Toulouse, who relegation team with Toulouse as well, of course. 5-1 to Rennes, yeah, a lot of big scores in there. Not a surprise they've gone down. They couldn't keep the goals out. Player tables, should be some big goals numbers in here then, if based on that, just from those games. Marco Simone, Steve Marley, who's gone to play for Fulham, of course. Jean-Pierre Papin, legend. Maurice is a very good goal striker, guaranteed goals in this game. Bakayoko's in there. Thierry Henry at Monaco, they've got a fantastic team. They've got Trezeguet, Underam, Henry, Jetu. They've got a lot of players that I'd love to sign through this save, and I do normally try and sign a lot of them. A lot of them don't like to leave. So, yeah, let's have a look at Ligue 2. I don't know too much about the teams here. Waskahau, okay. Lille, didn't know they were in Division 2 in 97, 98, but apparently they are, but they're back in Ligue 1 now. Niort, yeah, doesn't really scream too much out to me. Saint Etienne, obviously, historically you know, strong French team, I think through the 70s and 80s maybe, but not so much anymore. We've got, yeah, okay. Not really going to delve too much into that. Not going to look into the goal scorers either. And then we've also got the Spanish division open, and we didn't look at the Coupe du Monde, did we? Coupe de France. Last results: PSG won on penalties against Marseille. Marco Simone and Ravanelli, obviously, about now will be joining Middlesbrough, having just got promoted from Division 1 into Premier League. They go and sign the White Feather, but he's staying at Marseille for now. And then there was the Coupe de Liga. Marseille win that one on penalties against Auxerre, so mixed bag of penalty results for Marseille. We've got the Spanish Premier League. I'm going to assume Barcelona won it. Yeah, I hadn't got this far with my recording earlier, so I didn't know that one. But only one loss all season. Barcelona are always very strong at the start. They always sign... Oh, they haven't signed... Oh, they have signed him. They always sign Alfonso from Betis for a lot of money. We've got Giovanni, who I think is the one who played for Hull. I think Sonny Anderson always bangs the goals in this game. De La Peña, Rivaldo, Figo. We've got Guardiola, Cola. They've signed. He's out for a long time. I saw that, 15 months. Couto, Bogard, Reuter. You know, Vitor Bayer, great goalkeeper back in the day. Not surprising to see. Oh, interesting tactic. 3-1-3-3. What's that kind of a Sampaoli, old Bielsa kind of tactic? Sampaoli? Is it how to say his name? Betis. Oh wow! So Betis second. Obviously would have really signed Denilson, but without him they've gone and finished second. Atletico Madrid finishing third with Vieri smashing the goals in for them. I think they've got Juninho. Yeah, there he is as well. Obviously future Middlesbrough player as well. Would be about to be on his way. Veron they signed from Sampdoria. Obviously eventually be going on his way to Lazio and Parma and those sorts of places. Real Madrid finishing fourth. What a terrible season. A few players unhappy, a bit of being left out of the squad, that sort of thing. They've got Danny. He's just been there. I thought it was the Danny from Ajax, but Suker. I mean, a lot of forwards, but not many goals being scored by the looks of it. I think they signed him from Barcelona. 5 million. Didn't play him. Money well spent, boys. Money well spent. Raul as well. He's not quite as formidable in these early games as he was in real life. Any surprises here? Celta Vigo going down is a little bit, because they were quite a strong team back in the 90s. No one I'm going to particularly pick out, but Alaves is going to, a former Celtic player, of course. Valerie Carpin. I remember I used to watch the Sky Sports Spanish program. What was it called? I can't remember. It probably wasn't just called Spanish football, but and that's where my love for Rivaldo came in as well. My early love, because he was obviously a Deportivo player before Barcelona. I remember seeing him score an overhead kick for them and doing all sorts, and just looked amazing. And obviously then he went to Barcelona and his stock just flew up. But yeah, Celta are a team I like to watch as well. And yeah, Deportivo with Jalminha, and there was a lot of fantastic players back in those 90s, and watching that program, it was just incredible to watch. Top goal scorers in this is Vieri, Sonny Anderson. Yeah, Ortega's there at Valencia. Oli. Bierhoff, is he just signed for them? He's gone to Bilbao, so the rules about signing non-Basque players obviously doesn't apply in this game, because they've spent 7 million on a German. Raul's in there. A few others I recognise. I'm not going to click on them all. We'll have a quick look at the Segunda Division, see who's going up. Sevilla, okay, they were in Division 2 back then. Wasn't aware of that. Don't know too much about their players there. Logrones, Villarreal, Las Palmas. Wow, do they all get promoted? Are they still playing? Is it literally just a playoff? So you can finish top and still have to go through a playoff. Is that how it works? Let's have a look at the last results. No. Sevilla lost their last game against Real Vallecano. And they're first. But the league table has these lines under it. Have they still got no fixtures? Is it just they get promoted? I think they just get promoted, maybe. They must just get promoted. So if we now go to the Champions League, we'll just look at the winners for this one and the goals. Last results, the final. Okay, PSG beat Newcastle in the final. Denilson getting the goal. Warren Barton, David Batty featuring in a Champions League final. Timori gets by. John Barr. Okay, David Terrier on the bench. He's been sold since, or lost on a free since, however you want to look at it. Okay, interesting. If we look at the... Oh, can you not see the players. You can't see top goal scorers. Okay. Cup Winners' Cup. Stuttgart beat Betis. I'm trying to think who won the cups in reality back in these days. 97, 98. Oh my god, my memory is like a sieve. Obviously, Premier League, Man United won, Arsenal won in real life. Oh my word. Cup Winners' Cup. I'm not going to remember Champions League and Cup Winners' Cup. 98, was that Real Madrid? Might have been Real Madrid, but not this year. PSG, and now Stuttgart and Betis. No idea about reality there. Don't know many of these players. So we'll just leave that there. UEFA Cup, last results. Atletico Madrid beaten by Auxerre 4-2. Okay. Sibieski, I think he's gone already. Wow. 5 million to Juventus. Steve Marley, I'm probably sure will be being looked at by somewhere. Sabri Lamucci. Some good players in there, so not too surprising. They did quite well in the league. I think they finished in the top 5, didn't they? So that's the UEFA Cup. That's Europe. Now, we are going... Oh, Super Cup. Barcelona beat Dortmund over 2 legs. 3-2. Okay. And we've also got the World Club Cup. Dortmund obviously won the Champions League the last season. They're not very good in the game. German players, German leagues, German teams weren't very well researched in these early games, so they're not very good. But they've won this. Dortmund's quite an interesting save to do, actually. Just try and win the Champions League again with them. Trust me, it'll be tough. But they beat Belgrano. No real players, so not surprising they won the game really. If we go into internationals, the World Cup finals. Now, if we have a quick look at the group tables, we'll quickly skim through them. I'm on 20 minutes of this recording already. That's insane, considering how much more there is to talk about. Nigeria top Brazil in their group, obviously. Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, they're in real life. They're here as well, but 0 points, probably like real life. Norway and France going through that group. We've got Denmark and Chile. Bulgaria and South Korea going out. Bulgaria, decent back then, but they were an aging team following 94's exploits. The 94 team was unreal. Germany and England, wow. Sweden going down, but Germany top in the group. 5 goals scored, 0 conceded. To be fair, England's weren't bad, but they only lost that one game against Germany by the looks of it. Italy and USA, my team. Ireland, well, I'm half Irish, half English, so half my team. I do like to follow the boys in green, the Green Army, but weren't able to squeeze through here. The USA doing it, and have they got our player in there? No, he didn't get called up. Colombia going down bottom. I'm hoping the usual 90s Colombian exploits weren't happening in this tournament. Morocco, Argentina, probably not too surprising. Morocco's a little bit surprising actually, although is Hadji in here? Because he was unreal in 98, if I remember. He's not even in the game, is he? Obviously, I remember Naybet and Chippo, they both went to Coventry after the tournament. And then, yeah, we had Hadji went to Aston... No, he went to Coventry as well. All 3 of them, all 3 Moroccans went to Coventry. They got relegated soon after, unfortunately. But Hadji went on to Aston Villa. I think a few of the others went on somewhere else as well to big team. Wow, Spain didn't even get through. Belgium and South Africa doing the jobs there. Sean Bartlett would eventually play for Charlton. He's at Metro Stars at the moment. Yeah, he's got... Oh, he might be an opportunity for someone we look at if we need some goals. But I'm trying to reduce the amount of foreign players we've got. We're trying to get rid of some of them, actually, in all honesty. Holland, Yugoslavia, Cameroon, Japan. Holland, Yugoslavia, not too much about. They've got some good players in there, so that's not too surprising. So that's the group stages. If we go to... I'm going to try and skip back as... I've done it wrong. You've seen the final. So if we go to the second phase, the first phase, that's the groups. Second phase, Nigeria beat Yugoslavia on penalties. South Africa beat Norway on penalties. A lot of nil-nils, a lot of penalties. Not what you normally expect on a World Cup second group, but I'm about to get a delivery, so I'm just going to pause one moment. You wouldn't have known it because I literally just paused, but yeah, the delivery's done. That's all good. Let's have a look at the next page. Denmark beat Argentina. Okay. Germany beat the USA. Now, I do know there's a funny World Cup final and an odd winner, but I can't remember who they are out of these. I know it's popped up, but I made an effort of not looking at it. I know Chile's one of them. I don't know if they lost or won, and I don't know who against. But Denmark looking good, beating Argentina. Germany beat the USA. We've got England beating Italy. Okay. We've got Paul Scholes and David Beckham with the goals. Chile beat Morocco. Morocco's fantastic run ends at the hands of Chile. We know as a finalist. France beat Belgium on penalties, another 0-0. This is still second phase. Brazil beat Holland, so they recover from that poor group showing to put on a bit of a masterclass in the game against Oh, Ronaldo. Oh, he's looking good. He's looking... Never got much out of him, but he always seems to do well, and Real Madrid want him, unsurprisingly. The Galacticos era starting already. We've got Denmark in the quarterfinals now. Denmark beat Germany. I'm thinking it's Denmark in the final against Chile. Or is it Nigeria? Nigeria doing well as well. Mutu at Sociedad had a decent season, to be fair. I don't know much about him, but he's had a good season there. England, they lose to Chile. Okay. And then France lose to Brazil. So presumably one of these teams obviously knocks Brazil out. Okay, Denmark are in the final. So it's Denmark in the final with Chile. I know it's Chile in the final. So Chile must beat Brazil then. So Denmark, wow, smashing. And I think I had a chance to sign Eric Bo Anderson, and he went to Rosenborg instead. That was annoying. But he smashed a hat-trick in the semi-final of the World Cup. Didn't do too good when he went to Rosenborg, but he smashed a hat-trick in. And then Chile beat Brazil 2-1. Looks like there's an own goal involved. Sonny Anderson grabbing a goal as well. And then the World Cup final. Oh no, the third place playoff. Brazil beat Nigeria 3-0. 2 goals from Sonny Anderson and a goal from Juninho. Looks like they rotated a few players because Ronaldo's not in there and a few others not in there. And then in the final, Chile beat Denmark 3-1. Schmeichel get him out of the match, but not enough to stop. He's a young player that does quite well. And if you bear with me one moment, I'm just getting a phone call from someone. And again, I am back. So yeah, I was just looking at this young Chilean striker. I've signed him a few times, never played long enough or had him long enough to get much out of him. I assume he hasn't moved. I thought he was at a different club, but he's playing in the... He's got more goals, almost more goals for his country than he has for his club. Obviously, got Zamorano in there as well. I've had him a few times. He does bits for us for a little while. But Chile win the World Cup, and I don't think we can see player tables in here as well. No, it's a bit annoying. So that covers that. What did I want to look at next? So we've looked at all the tournaments. So transfers, I'm just going to look in here. So let's have a look at the latest transfers. Now, there's a few annoying things. We had Sean Devine, we were looking at as our main striker from Barnet. Obviously, they didn't get promoted, so he was going to be available. We can now spend money. We've saved money up. Unfortunately, he went on a free, and I didn't realise. And other clubs got there first, so he is gone. Dubry's gone from Chelsea to Liverpool. We've got Hakan Mild has gone to Sociedad to Valladolid. Internal transfer. Sergei Rebrov from Dynamo Kiev to Sunderland. Yeah, whatever. They got promoted. That's their big signing going into the Premier League. Good luck with that. We've got... Who else we got? No one else. Martin Loughlin. So we have made a signing. These Partick Thistle youngsters, they are immense. Someone else went in for him. He was out of contract. I think, or just young maybe. So we put a bid in, Tribunal. Yeah, we got him for cost. We didn't get him for cheaper like players got ours, but, you know, whatever. Mark Steen's been released. Not going to be signing him. We've got anything else jumping out, anything interesting? No, there's a lot of players probably getting released and stuff like that. A lot of lower level players that aren't going to be of interest to us. Jan Heintz are going on a free there. No, I don't think there's much else to comment on. Remy Garde, obviously been released on a free transfer from Arsenal. He might have been someone we'd have looked at actually, to be fair, but do you know what? I'm getting younger players in. I'm trying to get some younger ones in that can give us a bit of youth and energy and spark and running, but also that if we need to, they can bring us some more money into, you know, just to boost it up a little bit. Marcelo's on a free transfer. We're not interested in him. Other transfers I did spot, or in terms of ours as well, Lawrence and our team, the attacking midfielder on the right, his contract ran out. I didn't renew it. He's gone on a free. We had a chance to sell him towards the end of the last window, but we didn't take it. We kept hold of him, but now he's gone. Pescasolido, his work permit expired, so I need to free him. In fact, we might even do it now, but I think I'm waiting a little bit because he's still got a bit of time on it. He's still got a couple of years, but he's still 230. I'm going to try and let his contract run down a little bit more, maybe into the next season, and see if we can free him there. Coleman's back. He is wanted, but we're going to try and keep him for next season. We've got a bit of space in our team now, and we will have a bit more. I am going to do Selly. It's the same as Pescasolido. It's down to 100 now, but I'm going to try and let it go down a bit more. Turnbull we're going to transfer list him, but if we can't sell him, we will free him. Agu's on the list, Wegley's on the list, but again, if we can't sell him, we might. Kwame is probably going to go on the list as well. If we can get a bit of money in, get a bit of space, we're going to try and have a bit of a bombardment on the transfers. We did sign Luketti at the end of last season. We've got Martin Loughlin in now. There's a few other players I want to bring in as well. In terms of international transfers, if we go to Lazio, we can't. We can go to top European teams. Spot the traitor. So Salas is there, Boxic is there. Francesco Totti has joined Lazio for 4.5 million. Moves across Rome. In reality, something that would never happen. So, interesting transfer there. We've got, obviously we know Andy Cole went to Arsenal because we saw that earlier. He's joined for 4.3 million. Yeah, hasn't played. I think he might have signed towards the end. He might not have had a chance to play. I'm not too sure, but yeah, he's done that anyway. Liverpool have made a big signing, and a player I know very well as being very good. Where is he? Ludovic Gulli obviously eventually went to Barcelona. Very good, career there as well. 8.25 million he's worth now. Cost 5.25. I recommend him if you can get him. If you're in a team that can get him, get him. We've also got, we know this one happened because we saw him earlier. Lilian Thuram's gone to United. He actually played. No, he didn't play for United. Again, it must be an out season he won. But before his Juventus days, he's come straight from Parma. He's skipped Juventus and gone straight to United. Coming to England, didn't happen. I think he eventually went to Barcelona from Juventus, if I remember correctly. But that's kind of where we want to look at. We've got a few players on our shortlist. So we're looking at John Curtis. We were looking at Stefanovic, but not so sure we are now so much. In fact, we'll probably take him off the list. We're going to take Bjorklund off the list. We're going to take John Newsom. Again, these Sheffield Wednesday defenders are absolutely insane. We're going to take... no, we're not going to take him off the list because we might still look at him. We'll probably take Perron off because we're not really looking at right wingers anymore. We're going to... Oh, can we sign Svindal Larsen? He has got a big club release clause. But until the update, I don't know if that will count as us. Whether we do or not anyway, I don't know. We've got this other Partick Thistle guy. We're going to have to have a look at them. So who do we want from them? We want McDonald. We want... John Ritchie is quite good, although his stats aren't showing it at the moment. Martin, I think, is the better one. He's got a big club fee release clause. That does work. So we'll just add him to shortlist for now because he probably will go. He does, even if you don't use him much, he normally gets snapped up once you sign him. But I think that's the roundup for the alternative timeline we're looking at, Back to the Future style. So we're going to look at now Season 2, what we need to do going into Season 2. So here on the screen now is the objectives that we've got written out for this season. So the main aim, we have to finish as a top level club. Now that could mean Premier League with Fulham. That could mean taking another job with in the Premier League midway through this season, start of the season, whatever. It could mean going to Spain. If the Barcelona job comes up and we're eligible, they won't take us. But that's what it means. So we can offer, if we get offered a Premier League job or equivalent, we get 100 points. If we get promoted with Fulham, we get 60 points. Now, I'd have said that should be the other way around. I mean, unless it's just really hard to get the Premier League job at this stage with our reputation, maybe that's what it is. But Fulham would be tougher than just taking a job, surely, but okay. A failure to do either is a penalty of 30 points. Other points available include, if I just scroll down on my Word document I've got open on the other screen, you'll be deducted your total number of league losses of the club you finish the season at. So, let's say we're at Fulham and we're, 6th going into the final few games. Only lost 2 games, but we're 6th. We've drawn a lot, maybe. We're not going to get promoted, so we jump ship to a Premier League team. If that team is in 15th and they've lost 10 games, we don't get the 2 from Fulham. We don't add it on. It doesn't come into play. It's literally just the 10 from that team we've taken over. So that's something to think about. You'll be deducted your final position in the league ladder. So that's potentially a big drop off in points as well. Yeah, so that would be a potentially big drop off in points as well. Sorry, the door went again. The higher we finish in the league pyramid. So if we finish 3rd in the Premier League, we lose 3 points. If we don't get promoted and we're in Fulham and we finish 6th, that's like 26 points knocked off our total. So that's real something we need to work towards. That's where you can maybe claw some of those points back for those losses. Is those you get them back for the higher league position if you move up. No restrictions on transfers, which is good because we've got a nice transfer kitty to try and push our way out with Fulham. It might be worth just trying to do that with Fulham, just trying to strengthen every position we need. You get extra 10 points for every manager of the month. Now, we were pretty consistent last season and we didn't get many. Let's have a quick look at the... does it show? I don't think it's going to show. So we're 47th reputation, 115th. Yeah, we're not going to get much of a big job. It's not showing... I can't remember how you get to competition, English, Division 2. I thought there was a way of seeing the manager of the months, but it's not letting me see. I can't. There we go. Monthly awards. Monthly awards. That's in Spain by the looks of it. That was in Spain, wasn't it? Oh my god, what am I doing? Monthly awards. English League. There we go. Division 2. We got 1, 2. We were quite consistent, so that's going to be quite a tough thing. It's not. They're not giving away easily. We get 20 points, putting the board back up now. 40 available for reaching the quarterfinal of any cup. And then if you can sign any member of England's World Cup 98 squad from real life, you can have 40 points. No bonus for more than one, and they have to be signed afterwards, the 15th of July. So that's basically after the season ticks over. So it's not any player that we already have. So I need to look at that and see which England 98 players would be interested in joining us, even if it's just as a backup. I mean, they're all pretty good players at this stage. If they're in the World Cup 98 squad, they're all pretty good. So that's something to think about. Was there anything else we needed to look at? So I want to show you the regen hunter thing if I can get it working. So I'm just gonna. It's quite slow to process. So I'm gonna skip on until the season updates, and then I'm going to come back to it once it's loaded and saved and all that, and process me the results, and I'll show you the results. So bear with me one moment. Okay, so the first update I think has just happened, so that we get this annual awards thing come up. So Luis Figo gets European Football of the Year, Klinsmann gets Writers Football of the Year, Stimac gets PFA Player of the Year in England, we get Michael Owen Young Player of the Year in England, Alex Ferguson Manager of the Month. We didn't get Manager of the Month in Division 2, John Deehan for Wigan did, the playoff winning manager. We've got no listing in here at all. So Chester City get fair play. Fair play to them. But yeah, it's the first part of the updates. It's now doing the second part where it does all the regen. This is where it's generating all the regens and stuff like that. So we'll let that do its thing. We'll let the secondary application do its thing, and then we'll be back for those results. Okay, so the update for the actual game has run its course. This is where a point where you might see some managers retire, some jobs come available. So we're just going to have a look and see if that is the case before we run the regen software. It's taken quite a while to load. I'm guessing the recording software made it lag a little bit. We've got PSG will play Penarol in the World Club Cup. Stuttgart will play PSG in the Super Cup. We're going to play Luton in the League Cup first round. I thought we might have got a bye to the second at least, but apparently not. It's one-legged by the looks of it. Luton in Division 2. We played them last year, didn't we? So we knew that. Charity Shield will be Liverpool Man United. Super Copa Española will be Betis versus Barcelona. Okay, nothing there really that involves us apart from the League Cup so far. It's going to do a save. Now the stats have been updated. Now we can see we're showing Season 2. So any managers resigned. None actually retired or resigned. So I'm going to run the regen software now, and hopefully we'll be popping back onto that screen now. Okay, here we are in the app. I've overlaid it on top of my game so it fits the similar kind of size screen. So what you do, you select your save at the top left. So you drop that down, it will show all your saves. I'm not going to click anything because it's just winding down and just finishing. It hasn't actually taken too long. The first one did, maybe the first one does because it's got a lot more to get through, whereas this one's just going like a comparison. So before the game updates, somewhere in the end of June, early July, you take a screenshot on that left button. As soon as the update goes through, gets onto the next season, take another snapshot, and then you click that compare snapshot button, which should hopefully be populating anytime soon. That green bar whizzed all the way up really quickly, and now it's just kind of hovering over that last little bit. So hopefully it comes on shortly. But what I'll do, I will in the edit cut out any time now, and it will just cut to the next screen. Well, that took bloody ages. I don't know what was going on there. It was on that last little green dot for ages, but as you can see, I'm hoping it's actually picking up this screen on my recording, and not just showing my game. But you can see we've got the completed button here, so we'll press that and we'll compare the snapshots. And I'm going to keep the screen open because I'm going to try and jot some of these down afterwards, so I can, as we get a non-responding on the click. Hopefully it's just because it's got a bit of information to process, but there we go. So what you get on the left is the player that's retired or was in the game from the start, on the right is what they're going to be called now. So we're just going to have a little scout through and just see if there's anyone. It's going off my recording software, so it's a bit below. So I'm just going to hover them down, scroll them down, just see if anyone there sort of pops out as a name that we might want to sign, because they have a lot of the attributes of the old player, but they don't have the reputation of the old player. Kerry Dixon, he was a player I've had in the lower leagues before. We're maybe a little bit above him now. If we were still in sort of Division 2, Division 3, I might look at picking his regen up, because, like I say, his original player does the job. Don Goodman, not so much. Mick Harford, not so much. Mark Haitley, we obviously saw him score a lot of goals in Division 3, so he might be someone we just try and pick up the regen of, just to have a bit of squad depth maybe as an option. Ray Houghton. Jorginho is a right back maybe, if we can snap him up, might be an option. So far no big names. Using this, I've picked up like the old Stoichkov regen and Mario regens. They are different gravy, to be honest. Glenn Pennyfather, we obviously know Dave had him in his Mulhouse save, I think, when he was in the French division, second division. He was a popular player in that save. Antonio Reyes, not Jose Antonio Reyes, he's a bit young for that, to be in the game and to be retiring already. I've scrolled down. There is a bit of a list still going down below what I'm showing you, and there's no one. So there's a couple there I might take a look at myself, but that's basically the regen hunter. Obviously I'll maybe show it at the end of the next season. We'll have a bit more of a interesting sort of player list to pick from, but that's basically everyone who's retired this season in the game and who their regions are. So if we look at Jorginho, for example, where's he gone? He was someone we might be interested in. I think is he that right back that plays in Japan, I think. If it isn't him, then it's not someone we're going to look at. But so when we go into the game, we'll be looking for Derivas. So what we'll do, have a quick look. I'll show you an example. So Derivas is the player. So we're back in our game. Derivas, and he's not come up. It might be an apostrophe or something in his name. Why is it not working? Let's try again. Oh, it's EUCLI. I don't know why it wouldn't be working. EUCLI. There he is. I don't know why that didn't come up. But okay, he's a centre back, so it's not the one I thought. He still looks okay, so we'll pop him on the shortlist. And then who is the other one we like the look of? Jorginho, and was it higher up? Let's have a look. Just give an example. We'll show you that player, just because I'm trying to show you one that is actually someone that might be of interest that we try and go for, and maybe actually want in the team. Who was it? Wasn't the strike? It was Mark Haitley, wasn't it? So it's Michael Lee. So we'll find him. He'll probably be on here as a schoolboy, not at a club. Some of them, yeah, there we go. He's on as a schoolboy. Sometimes you can see the really good ones because they're wanted straight off the bat, but he's not. We might bring him in just as like I say, a bit of a backup if we need just something to fill the numbers up, just in case of injuries or something. Plus he's English. As you can see, we've got 13.25 million. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move into the second season. I'm going to do some transfer business before the next episode. I'll probably get into this a bit like the first season. I'll get into the season a little bit, play a few games, try and get some players in that time, because obviously you can only sign 5 at a time, and that makes it slow down the process a little bit. So we'll do our business. We'll try and find some England players from World Cup 98 squad who might be interested in joining us, and we'll have an assault on Division 1, try and get the Premier League, or worst comes to worst, we'll just try and take a job higher up. We'll leave it there for now, because I see it's just approaching 45 minutes on this video. Obviously with a bit of editing it'll bring it down a bit, but not hugely. There wasn't a huge amount to cut out. If you're new around here, please drop a sub to the channel. These long ones are really sort of few and far between. These long videos, they really are the interlude episodes we took between seasons. I'll try and do similar every season. If it's your thing, you like the extra depth, the extra detail, then great, smash a like on that video, drop a sub to the channel. If it's not, and you prefer the normal ones, that's all fine. To stick around with them as well, because there's nothing really in these videos that sort of hinders away that you're not going to miss from watching the other episodes. They're the actual action. These are just kind of bits and pieces of information that fill the interim spaces in between. But still, please do drop a like and a sub. That would be highly appreciated. And until next time, when we start that assault on Division 2, I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.